Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to this video from wherever you're watching, really appreciate it. Today I'll be reviewing Creed 3. I watched it in theaters recently with a bunch of friends of mine, and yeah, so there will be minor spoilers involved, just take note of that first. Firstly, let me start with the good stuff first, the stuff that I really liked in this movie. The fight sequences. I loved the fight sequences in this movie. Of course, this is the third Creed film and the continuation of the Rocky franchise. The fight sequences in this movie really stand out to me as compared to all the other movies in this franchise. So this movie also stands out compared to the other Rocky/Creed movies. In Creed 1 and Creed 2, it still felt like the continuation of the Rocky franchise. In Creed 3, it feels like exclusively like a Creed film. Like this is Creed's own story. It doesn't have to do anything with Rocky. So yeah, the fight sequences were anime inspired. Some animes include Dragon Ball Z and Hajime no Ippo. Great series, by the way. Highly recommend you to check it out. Both of them. So yeah, I really love the fight sequences, but I can see it not working for some of you. If it doesn't work for you, then it's okay. I would recommend you to keep an open mind with the fight sequences. Maybe then it might work. Maybe then it might work for you. Moving on. Secondly, the story was great, by the way. So many things, including guilt, friendship, family, forgiving yourself for your past self, for what you did in the past, and so many other themes were sprinkled throughout the story beautifully. It was fantastic. Characters were very well written, especially Adonis Creed in this movie and Jonathan Majors' character, Anderson, I think that was his name, were all very well written. Adonis Creed deals with his family things, both for his wife and child, as well as a son for his mother, because his mother is getting old, so he has to take care of her. And there's a lot of emotions throughout this movie for his character. And there was Jonathan Majors' character as well, who came back from prison and he's very angry, and he's the underdog of this story. Like, this is an underdog story for Jonathan Majors' character, and he's the antagonist of the movie. So he's definitely one of the best antagonists in the Rocky/Creed franchise, I would say. Then the acting, the cast was fantastic. Their acting was fantastic, especially Jonathan Majors. He's someone who came back from prison, and yet he's actually very scary, and he acts very well. Like, he feels like somebody who came from prison. That's how well his acting is. And then now let's move on to the drawbacks of this movie. In this movie, I had two main drawbacks. They are very minor drawbacks, but still they are there. Firstly, there was in the fight sequences, there was some fights that happened which drew me out, because there were some punches made or some attacks made that were really, by right, if that happened, there should be some consequences like fouls or whatever. I'm not a boxing expert, but still, it felt like there was some cheating in the fights, and the character got away too easy with that. And in the final fight, there was a punch done which I don't know how that was possible, but still, it didn't draw me back too much. Actually, it was still a great fight sequences overall. And of course, I wish the transition from the second to the third act was much better written, because it felt very rushed. I think they should have taken their time to develop the events that happen in the between the second and the third act. Other than that, I have no main drawbacks. Of course, Sylvester Stallone is not in this movie, so there is no Rocky. I can see being as a drawback for some of you, but it was not a drawback for me, because this was mainly a Creed film for Adonis Creed, and because they took the antagonist from his past which has nothing to do with Rocky, like when he was a child. So that has nothing to do with Rocky, so it didn't bother me that much. Of course, I can see it bothering some of you, and yeah, I do wish that we got at least a cameo from Sylvester Stallone as Rocky. I do wish that as well. Other than that, I don't have any main drawbacks. The drawbacks I had were very minor. Overall, I'll give this movie an 8 out of 10. If you have seen this movie, let me know what you thought below in the comment section below. Of course, thanks for tuning into this video and see you next time.